After setting a global streaming record that shook the digital music world, Jungkook chose to remain silent. No posts, no interviews. But that silence became the loudest signal. Something far greater was being prepared. And now, the rumors have turned into certainty. Jungkook will release his second solo album in 2026. A new chapter that not only continues the golden era, but also marks a critical point in the career narrative of the golden Maknae after shaking the global stage with numbers and achievements previously unimaginable. The question now is no longer, will Jungkook return? But rather, how far will he surpass himself? Amid the dominance of international musicians, Jungkook broke a Spotify record that had never been touched by any Asian artist, making his solo debut a golden entry in the history of the digital music industry. The Golden Album not only gained millions of listeners, but also opened new space for interpretation of the artistic identity of an idol gradually freeing himself from the constraints of the idol system itself. However, the most shocking fact isn't just those numbers. The public has begun to realize that Golden might not be the peak, but merely a prologue. Bits of information from various channels suggest Jungkook has been creatively active behind the scenes since the end of 2025. Closed studios, unscheduled meetings, and subtle visual signals from the posts of well-known photographers have raised a major question. What exactly is in this new album, and why is everything so secretive? Some figures in the music industry have begun to speculate that this album will not only offer a more mature musical side of Jungkook, but may also serve as a subtle critique of his long journey within the idol system. There are strong predictions that the project will touch on personal themes, emotional growth, and deep reflections on identity, things rarely expressed explicitly in mainstream K-pop works. Jungkook, long known for his dedication to vocal quality and artistic expression, appears to no longer pursue mere popularity, but rather aims to build an authentic and profound musical legacy. The global public, especially ARMY, is now in a phase of massive speculation. Photos from New York to London showing a mysterious figure with Jungkook's distinct silhouette add another layer of mystery. On the other hand, top-tier collaborators who previously worked with him have vanished from the spotlight, as if giving space for the work to be born in silence, without distraction. One top producer even said in a closed discussion that something is being prepared, and this will change the way we view pop from Asia. The key to it all remains in Jungkook's own hands. With a reputation as a workaholic obsessed with detail, every pause, every gesture, and even every absence from the public eye is now read as a strategy. A strategy that not only wraps mystery, but also directs the world's full attention to one point, his release moment. Because when Jungkook finally speaks, the world will listen. But until that day arrives, we can only interpret the signs. What's written on the walls of studios, what's hidden in leaked lyrics, and what the silence of his peers means. All of it carries a message. Jungkook is building something bigger than just an album. He is reconstructing a musical identity not bound by idol imagery, not submissive to market expectations, and not wishing to be remembered merely as the most streamed artist, but as an artist who defines his own direction. When the public was presented with Golden 2 years ago, it was like an explosion breaking the boundaries between K-pop and global pop. But now, it seems what's coming is no longer an explosion, but a shift. A shift in direction, in mindset, and perhaps even in the system that has shaped Jungkook until now. Because for an artist who has reached the peak of popularity, the only logical next step is to reinvent the definition of himself. And this is where Jungkook's 2026 solo album will stand, not merely as a continuation, but as a renewal. After breaking Spotify records, he now seems to want to break something harder, the world's expectations of him. Thus, the most fundamental question arises, is the public ready to see the new Jungkook, or will they be shocked by who he truly is? But amid the swelling enthusiasm, a fundamental question arises that should not be ignored. Is all this really happening the way we believe? Or is the narrative about the 2026 solo album just a construction intentionally crafted to elicit emotional reactions and systematically build public expectation? Considering most of the circulating information comes from TikTok clips, speculative analyses on Twitter, and theories discussed in YouTube vlogs, the public must remain vigilant. Many of this content comes from unverified sources, deliberately framed dramatically to go viral. So it's only natural for suspicion to arise. Is Jungkook's 2026 solo project truly being seriously prepared? Or is this just a collective illusion created by social media algorithms and entertainment market pressure? Here lies the public's dilemma as information consumers. We are faced with two extreme possibilities. First, that Jungkook is indeed crafting a personal masterpiece designed with extreme precision that will shake the global music industry. Or second, that we are being subtly guided into a manipulative narrative crafted by sophisticated marketing strategies and image packaging. These questions are not cynicism, but part of healthy vigilance amid the flood of information. Is Jungkook really hiding in secret studios as discussed on online forums? Are large-scale collaborations with global producers really taking place? Or are these names merely thrown out to spark speculation and maintain public attention? Why hasn't there been a single open statement, even from those closest to him in the industry? Looking deeper, this phenomenon shows that the line between fact and fabrication is increasingly blurred in the digital era. Facts no longer stand alone, but depend on how they are wrapped and disseminated. In this context, it is not impossible that Jungkook's absence from the public eye is being used as a covert marketing tool, leveraging audience curiosity and emotional engagement as it's fueled by. Is it possible that what we perceive as Jungkook's creativity and mystery is actually a design created by his management team to craft a sellable exclusive atmosphere? If so, how can we distinguish between authentic silence and choreographed silence? And more importantly, why do we believe it so easily? It should be noted that to this day, there has been no official confirmation that can be used as a benchmark. All speculation still relies on public guesswork, vague audio snippets, and claims from anonymous accounts whose identities cannot be verified. Of course, as fans and music observers, it is not wrong to hope and imagine. But it would be a grave mistake if that imagination turned into blinding belief. This is precisely why building collective awareness is crucial, so we don't fall into the trap of sensationalism. We need to scrutinize each piece of information critically. Who's delivering it? What's their purpose? What are the consequences of believing such information without verification? Could this article itself also be part of a media bias that repeats a narrative until it feels real? We are invited to reconsider the line between documentation and illusion, between reporting and interpretation. Could it be that in the spirit of supporting Jungkook, we are actually becoming part of an expectation machine that erodes the boundary of reality? In a media ecosystem driven by clicks, impressions, and viral trends, not everything that seems important is true. And not everything that seems true is important. Therefore, we do not present absolute truth in this article. We only present reflection, fragments of facts, public opinion, and viral symptoms currently spreading across social media. We cannot confirm whether Jungkook is truly preparing an album as rumored, nor do we want to trap readers in a singular understanding. What we wish to convey is, think again, re-examine your beliefs, recheck the sources, compare with other information. Are you truly convinced that all this information is accurate? Or are you beginning to realize that some of it might be illusions repeated so often that they feel real? Amid the waves of enthusiasm and high hopes for the charismatic Jungkook, this is exactly the time when we need clarity of thought. Because hope that's too high, if not accompanied by caution, will turn into collective disappointment when reality doesn't match expectation. And in the modern entertainment world, public expectation is the most valuable currency, and at the same time, the easiest to manipulate. We invite readers to engage in open and critical discussion, not to cancel hope, but to balance emotion with logic. Do you think Jungkook's 2026 solo album is truly being prepared as a major secret project? Or is this just an empty narrative strengthened by algorithms and public bias? You may answer that yourself. But one thing is certain, critical thinking is the only way to stay sane amid the noise of the entertainment world, full of voices, yet rarely voicing the truth.